Gear up, because this is the Fuel Your Marketing podcast, designed to accelerate sales and grow your business. Let's welcome your host, Arti Sharma.
Hello and welcome to the final episode of the Modern Marketing for Manufacturing series. I'm your host, Arti Sharma, and you're listening to the Fuel Your Marketing podcast. Super excited to cover up this episode for all of you listeners. We all know that manufacturing marketing can get complex because sometimes you sell complex products to niche markets. Face a number of inherent sales and marketing challenges as you do so. So if your total addressable market is finite, it's really important to make sure that your budgets are being utilized in a most strategic and targeted manner so that every opportunity represents a measurable market share and a significant revenue potential for you and your organization. So let's take a deep dive in. I mean, at the end of the day, it also means that your marketing needs to be very targeted, as I said. It has to be personalized to be effective. Otherwise, you're simply wasting time and money marketing to people who will never be qualified to buy. So where do you get started? Now, you know your product is for, you know who will buy your product, but you need to find the right messaging that resonates with them and reach them with that messaging wherever they are. Now, it sounds like, how do I do that? I've been trying to do that forever. And we've talked about paid advertising in our initial episodes of this series. Paid advertising and about account-based marketing are the way to go. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the account-based marketing side of things because paid advertising is definitely part of that. I've not heard many salespeople talk about, sales leads. They talk about accounts. And how do you make sure that you're using some modern marketing techniques and machine learning to identify your ideal customer profile, your avatar, and then score those target account lists and then marketing to them? Wouldn't that be crazy wicked when you know who your accounts are, who's your target account list, and then you can market to them, and wherever they are, they see your ads. So imagine if you're able to now take your intent data, your engagement signals to see which accounts are surging or showing some kind of, a notification of early stages of their buying patterns, their readiness, and those signals are dictating how your sales team is engaging them further. You can even engage them at that stage with your advertising, your cross-channel campaigns, and again, drive more awareness, more brand recognition until they're really ready to receive a sales call. So there's a lot of marketing technology, advertising technology that's available to you to make sure that the same amount of paid advertising money that you were spending earlier on your branding to become more hyper-targeted with ad technologies. And as a Rollworks partner, I definitely advocate that as a platform that you must look at. If you really need a demo, let us know. Besides that, manufacturers are dealing with the notoriously long sales cycles. There's a large average contract values and there is growing buying committees, right? So the average sales cycle is growing and then there's getting more complex with more buyers involved at the more stages being added on. So how do you make sure that 60% of those purchase processes are being conducted even anonymously and you are aware of those even before engaging them directly with your brand and you're kind of, top of mind even before they have kind of gone out to any of the vendors. So considering all of this, account-based marketing makes the most sense because it's a perfect strategy for B2B manufacturers by leveraging a mix of in-depth market research, some ad technology, and identifying the right accounts, who are most likely to become your customers. This kind of adds value to your overall return on marketing, your return on ad spend substantially.
This podcast is being brought to you by Measure Marketing, an inbound marketing agency and a HubSpot partner. To book a free consultation, visit measuremarketing.com.
So what is the ABM strategy? Where do you really get started? The first and foremost is to identify your right fit accounts. Okay, creating that right fit accounts means you really do need to understand who is your ideal customer, their buyer persona, and customer journey mapping. Because once you've done that, then there is, you'll be able to create an overall strategy to build a comprehensive framework, which is really tailored towards your unique sales and marketing goals. And then, you'll be able to identify your ad technology according to that strategy to say, we need this ideal customer profile. This is the right right, target account list that we are going after, and we now need a framework which is really uniquely tailored to reach this audience. Again, then the next step would be to develop that campaign and manage that campaign, which involves how do you write hyper-focused, conversion-oriented digital ads across numerous channels. And the reason why I'm bringing in ad tech is that you need a console where all these channels are being served the ads to this target account list in a manner and kind of collect that data for you to make informed decisions and even share that with your sales team so that you're not missing out on any of those surging accounts. So once you've identified that what does that conversion focus digital ad looks like, you will be responsible for creating the creative of that ad, producing and implementing to support that ABM campaign. So the designing and development of those creatives comes next, along with the landing pages that these people will be routed to once you've kind of, created that personalized user experience. And then once the campaign gets into motion, you started to kind of execute, you will then start to monitor, you'll start targeting, you'll start creating your playbooks, and then each playbook, how's it working, the reports, and then optimization on a daily, weekly, monthly basis should happen. And then one thing that I find that is missing is when companies are trying to get onto their ABM journey, they haven't figured out, they maybe have figured out their ad technology, but they probably haven't figured out what are the other integrations that are needed. So for example, they could be using a CRM system and all this data point is not speaking to that CRM system, right? So obviously you want to make sure that that ad technology is in place, but you also want to make sure that your marketing technology and your CRM is in place, because there's a platform that you're using and your implementation is dependent on how do you communicate that data to your salespeople to take timely action. Right? So those workflows are triggering certain data points for you, and your prospect behavior and engagement is being shown. So you want to make sure that your business integration enables that data synchronization between your CRM, your marketing automation, your PIM, your ERP, whatever the case may be, right? And then accordingly, your data points are being distributed to the relevant audience who are supposed to take the next stage action. So as you get to a stage of choosing which platform should you be looking for, there is definitely an alignment needed between marketing teams and sales teams to identify accounts that are potentially the right fit accounts. For sales, some of these accounts may be a big focus for their efforts. So how does marketing create a playbook accordingly? And then since marketing drives sales, ABM should be able to flip the traditional approach by encouraging marketers to focus all of their efforts on a defined set of targeted accounts. And that's what they do. They listen to sales and then go after those accounts with the right kind of positioning, messaging, the playbook, the nurturing, and the content, so that there is a holistic approach. And it's not just another advertising channel. When the accounts surge, what actions need to be taken? How does that align with your marketing platform, your CRM and marketing automation system? So that's how you would come to a cohesive approach to bringing that alignment between marketing and sales and choosing the right platform. Again, after speaking with a variety of companies that are always looking to execute their ABM strategy, technology that meets their needs is a big challenge, because clearly there is about 4 to 5 times a year that technology gets changed, and sometimes the CRMs don't integrate, or sometimes the predictive analytics is missing, or there's a lack of intent data. So obviously, when you're looking to make a decision on what platform you need to choose, it's dependent on a few questions that you must ask within yourselves, which is, what is your expectation from the tool to identify right fit accounts? And are you looking for the platform to identify any anonymous accounts also, or looking for, higher match rates and accuracy? So building that best fit accounts should be your top priority. Then, of course, segmentation as you begin your target account list. The right ABM platform should be able to help you identify and segment those accounts that match your ideal customer in a centralized location, right? Most ABM vendors will offer, I would say, fewer basic choices and not provide real-time access to data that is really important. So you have to ask, is that important to me right away to get that data point readily available in real time, or I could wait for maybe a few minutes or an hour? For some it's critical, and for some a day's delay is not a deal breaker, right? So real-time data becomes another thing. And then centralization of your revenue operations. I mean, for such a long time, sales and marketing and operations have been living in their own silos, and ABM program definitely should bridge that that gap. And a good ABM platform should, I would say, eliminate such silos and bring various departments visibility into an account's engagement over the course of their life cycle. So you obviously need centralization of that RevOps so that you know that all these teams are working in tandem and these playbooks are really being effective or not. Now, account-based advertising, as I said, it takes typically 5 to 6 decision makers in a marketing, manufacturing, B2B organization. So obviously, a good ABM platform must support the multi-channel ABM as well. Decision-making criteria must include your, ad technology built into your CRM, and then reaching that predictive analytics and making sure that there is accuracy of intent data in all of this and integration. So I would say it's a combination of a lot of factors, and it's hard to cover it on one podcast. But to begin with your ABM strategy, all you have to do is you need to identify your ideal customers, identify your buyer personas, create comprehensive frameworks, get some ABM, I would say other data points within your organization, involved sales, create conversion-focused copy for your ads, creatives for your ads, write call to actions, landing pages, make sure there's an integration with your marketing tools and business systems like ERPs and PIM and other automations. And then you have a bilateral kind of a triggering so that your sales team gets notified and other people involved in that process get notified so that there is a return on marketing spent, and there's ongoing training, ongoing validation of data, and optimization of that campaign. Again, thank you for listening to this series on modern B2B marketing for manufacturing companies. This was an intense topic, and we do intend to cover it in our future episodes and segments, so stay tuned. And if you are in market looking for an ABM agency, then please feel free to reach out. Until next time, thank you for listening and stay blessed.
Thank you for listening to the Fuel Your Marketing podcast. For more episodes, visit www.fuelyourmarketing.com.